Good evening. After 4 fabulous days of live action, at last it's time for the climax of the event. Welcome to the 2020 Rocket Phones World Senior Championship Final. And what an evening in prospect. Waiting backstage, two of the most popular players ever to pick up a cue. The darling of Dublin, the 1997 world champion Ken Doherty against the whirlwind Jimmy White. Ken hoping to lift the only global crown missing from his collection. Jimmy desperately attempting to lift this again after a magnificent triumph 12 months ago. They're renewing a rivalry that dates back to 1991, and we cannot wait for this to start. One man who'll be in the commentary box, arguably the best seat in the house with nobody here in the arena, is Dennis Taylor. Dennis, the organisers could not have wished for a better matchup at the end of 4 scintillating days.
Absolutely right, and both showing terrific form. Jimmy with that magnificent break of 130, and this is on the match table that they played the World Championship. These are tight pockets, but the players are getting used to it, and Ken's playing so well as well, so we're in for an absolutely treat. They've only met once at the Crucible, believe it or not, and Jimmy won 13-10 back in 1994. They played another time, but it was in the last 64, not at the Crucible. Ken won that encounter. They're pretty evenly matched, the head-to-heads, so I can't pick between these two players. Very difficult to pick a winner this evening.
Do you know what's been interesting watching Jimmy? He really feels as though he's always had the passion. He feels as though technically things are slipping back into place again.
Well, I never thought I'd hear Jimmy work on a technical side of it, because he's one of the most naturally gifted players the game's ever produced, but he's looking for something. He's working with Chris Cookson from Preston, who I knew from many years back, and whatever Chris is doing with him, it's working, and it's certainly keeping him focused. And his technique, well, you don't knock 130 break in on tight pockets if your technique's not right, but he'll have to be up to scratch, because I think Ken's going to be a stern test for Jimmy this evening.
Yeah, Ken hasn't had the flamboyant breaks, but he's been putting together some lovely visits against Darren Morgan and against the judge this afternoon.
You can't do any better than get a chance and make a frame-winning break. That's what the game's all about. The great Ray Reardon was a past master at doing that. Ken's very good at it, but Ken, they don't call him Crafty Ken for nothing, you know. Jimmy won't be getting put in amongst the balls. Stephen Hendry carried on with his attacking game, and it didn't quite come off. He missed a few long ones and put Jimmy in. Jimmy's going to have to work to get his chances against Ken.
Right, DT, you're overseeing the action in the commentary box. I've got to force you to come off the fence. What's your instinct after all those decades of performing at the highest level and watching everyone? I'm putting you on the line. What do you reckon?
Right, well, I'm going to stick my neck out and say that there's going to be a new name on the trophy. Jimmy's fans won't like that. I would love the darling of Dublin to complete. As you say, he's won the World Junior, the World Amateur, the World Professional. Why not the World Seniors have the full card?
Well, let's see. Dennis, I know you can't wait. Neither can I. And so too, the two players backstage. Here's what they had to say a little earlier. Jimmy, you've been gracing the biggest stages for decades, and I'm guessing the hunger is still as strong now as it was all those years ago.
Yeah, you know, I'd never really stopped playing. Last couple of years I've been practicing really hard. I'm sort of finding a bit of form now. I love competing, love playing in the seniors, love playing on the main tour. To play in the Crucible, you know, it's just an absolute honour.
And how confident are you feeling after that excellent victory over your old arch enemy, Stephen Hendry, this afternoon?
Yeah, I'm delighted to have won that match. You know, I could have won it 4-1, but Stephen's such a strong competitor. He'd come back and he made it 3-2. But I've got another big match tonight with Ken Doherty. Class act, great player, great guy. So I need to win this match to fulfil my dream again.
Well, Jimmy, you've won 10 ranking titles and the Masters in 1984, and you've taken the seniors crown before. Where would winning it again tonight sit on your list of achievements?
I'll be, you know, to defend a world title and then, you know, getting a champion of champions, and also, you know, whoever wins tonight, it helps springboard the seniors all around the world. We're going global with it, and it's getting stronger and stronger.
So this would definitely be right up there amongst your all-time achievements.
Absolutely, it's today.
Good luck, Jimmy. We can't wait.
Thank you. Cheers.
Ken, from a neutral's point of view, this match has got absolutely everything. We can't wait.
Yeah, I must say I can't wait myself. Really looking forward to it. As I said, I grew up watching Jimmy and Alex playing, and they were big inspirations to me, of course. So to play Jimmy, you know, in the Crucible, and particularly in the final of an event, is, like a dream come true. I'm going to definitely relish it and really enjoy it. Shame there's not going to be a crowd there, but still, it's going to be a great occasion for both of us.
And this week's been a fantastic advert for the Seniors Tour, because a few people may not have realised how good it is and how competitive it still is. This still means the world to you guys.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, you never lose that competitiveness, no matter what age you get, when you play the sport all your life. So, yeah, and I think the standard this week has been pretty good, and I think it's going to get better and better. I think the tour is going to get stronger and stronger, because a lot of the guys who are over 40, who have maybe stopped playing, who've been on the tour and fallen off, and even those guys now who are outside of 64 can play on the Seniors Tour. So that's going to be create a lot of competition for the guys, and it's going to go from strength to strength.
Well, Jimmy smashed in a 130 this afternoon against Stephen Hendry. You scored heavily against Darren Morgan and against the judge this afternoon, so we could be expecting some big visits to the table tonight.
Well, I don't know. The last time I got a 130, it was a bus, so so don't be expecting any 130s from me. I'll be happy with 60s or 70s just to win the frame.
Ken, we can't wait. Best of luck.
Okay, thank you.
Here we go then, we're all set. Two of the greats going toe-to-toe for global glory once more on the sport's most important stage of all. Sit back, relax and savour every single second. This could be a cracker. Introducing, first of all then, one of his country's most iconic sports stars. His humour and talent have lit up arenas around the world. Champion here in 1997, the darling of Dublin himself, Ken Doherty. Neither do I. Brilliant.
On the 4th of July, 1806, we set sail from the sweet.
There he goes, with a jig and a spring in his step. And so to his opponent, one of the most popular players ever to pick up a cue. Winner of 10 ranking titles and the Masters. Here he comes, reigning, defending World Seniors champion. Hold on to your hats. He's the whirlwind, Jimmy White. Well, we hope you enjoy this one, ladies and gentlemen. It has been an absolute treat to be here at the Crucible. We may not have a crowd, but you at home have the very best seats in the house. Which one will be crowned the champion? It's time to find out as we hand over to your commentators, Mike Dunn and the venerable, legendary DT, Dennis Taylor.
Thank you, Rob. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to finals night at the Crucible Theatre in the Rocket Phones Seniors World Championship. And there's that wonderful trophy they're playing for. Smiles all around, and Michaela Tabb, well, she's no stranger to the Crucible and refereed 2 of the World Championship finals before she retired from the main tour.
The first frame, Jimmy White Supreme.
So it's Jimmy who did win the toss, and we'll get the final underway. And a pretty decent break-off shot to start procedures. It's going to be a very interesting final, this, and Mike, you'll be looking forward to this, I should imagine.
Thank you, Dennis. Good evening, everybody. Yes, and then there were 2. I don't think there's any disputing that the 2 best players in the tournament, I've got to say, are in the final, because both of them have scored exceedingly well, I think, all the way through it. So I think both of the right guys are here.
Ken Doherty there almost beat the Crucible curse, as it's called. No first-time winner ever come back and defended his world professional title. Ken got close, won it in 1997 and came back and got to the final in 1998. And that's Michaela Tabb, who still works with the seniors. I think this will be a slightly different match for Jimmy than his semi-final with Stephen Hendry. Stephen all-out attack, Ken a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, I must admit I was impressed with Ken against Michael Judge in the semi-final. He seemed to control the match. Michael came out all guns blazing. Ken hit back. And then he just seemed to control it and tighten him up a bit. So he kept him at the top end of the table. And just scored when he needed to, really.
He's been rather fortunate there, Ken. He mishit his safety shot. And if the white hadn't accounted another red, this one would cut in. It might still cut in. It's a very thin one, but if the white had been further away from the cushion, it would have been quite easy. Yeah, no problem. He's not going to knock the pink in, surely.
1.
Not a favourable kiss on the pink for Jimmy there.
Yellow ball.
Yeah, maybe the seniors, Dennis, but there's nothing up with his eyes, is there? That was a really
Jimmy
thin
White, 1.
snick.
That shot he tried there to roll up to the yellow on these very fast cloths is so difficult. You're frightened of leaving it short.
As you'd expect with the first frame of any match that both players will have to get used to the table. I know they've both played this afternoon, but things change. Just within a few hours the table can slow up or get faster even. So they'll both be feeling the feet out there with each other and a little bit of to and fro, I imagine.
And of course the final is the best of 9, so there will be a mid-session interval after 4 frames. I might take this on, Ken, and try and get himself onto the black. Played it well.
1.
Little confidence booster straight away.
Eight. Nine.
Just a little tester there for Ken. It was important to him he got right through the cue ball there. He didn't want to hit it badly, had to hit it cleanly. Now if you can take this black and just screw up to that loose red, it'll just hold the white on one of the 3 into the same pocket.
It's finished a little awkward, like you, Mike. I thought
16.
he would cannon that one just away a little bit. It's hampered now slightly. He's going to need the spider, which doesn't help the situation. Okay, doesn't have too much to do with the cue ball. You've got to get so close to that red when you deliver the cue. Played it well.
17.
In fact, he's managed to develop the 2 reds, which is even better.
He's underhit it. Again, it's no surprise with it being the
24.
first frame, but that was a very important shot to get right, that, because he needed to be high on that red, obviously, to come back down for the black. So his only option here is to go for this, and he's going to have to crash into them. Simple as that.
$25.
Well, it hasn't worked out, and he's going to need a little bit of help because the black's the only ball he can see, so he's going to need an extended spider unless he comes off the side cushion. And only, well, that's a bit of a, he can't see what he's doing here.
But
Did well. That was
then
just
Doherty, 25.
guessing what was going to happen there. Where the cue ball's finished is better than being on the cushion. Could go up into the jaws of the left corner pocket with the pink blocking the middle pocket. It wouldn't leave much. Doesn't want to go in the pocket though.
Yeah, it was what's called a Chinese snooker there, where you're queuing over the top of another ball. And I don't know if I'm right here, Dennis, but I think it's something to do with, because China read and write backwards, that it's orientated from there, I think, in the books.
Oh, what a shot that was. No position, but he can
Rainbow.
tuck in behind the green.
Jimmy White, 1.
Beautiful long pot there, but didn't drop on a colour. Funny enough, they're head-to-heads. Ken's 15-12 ahead of Jimmy. Too thin, but the overall, it's amazing the number of frames they've played. Ken has won 128 frames and Jimmy has won 111, so not a lot to pick between these two players.
Now, there's a huge amount of experience between them. And a lot of titles as well. I've been fortunate to play with both of them. Grew up watching Jimmy. I've been fortunate to compete on the main tour with both of them, but both great guys off the table as well. That's a great shot from
1.
Jimmy.
He'd dearly love to get onto the pink and get it away from that middle pocket, but you'd have to be over just right to the brown to leave the pink on. Might be able to cut it in from somewhere between the blue and pink spots. But that needs to pull up. I'm just wondering if he can drop
3.
that red into the left middle pocket and leave the pink on. That's what he's thinking about there. he's a bit concerned. It's a bit tight as to whether he'll be able to pot the pink.
Four.
Don't think he can pot the pink from that position, so if he takes the blue on, a lot of pressure in this one. I think we've seen Stephen Hendry take a shot like this on the semi-final, miss it. I think Jimmy made the 130 off it.
Well, that surprised me going for the corner actually.
9.
But I was unfortunate catching the yellow on the way back. I was just thinking that red into the centre, it would probably even been better if he'd have caught the pink on the way into the pocket. Might have just bumped it to the middle of the table and cleared the pocket for the red.
I think he was expecting that to happen, Mike, there, and he went straight into the pocket without touching the pink. That's solved the problem now.
Jimmy White 9.
Bit of a chance for Ken. I think he can take the pot on and not avoid canning into the reds. Well, if he had a potted it, he might have avoided canning into them.
Yeah, I've noticed he was a little bit quick there on his final backswing. Ken's been working a little bit on the practice table, trying to get the pause into his backswing, and he didn't really use a pause there. He just kind of threw his cue at it, so I think he's just got a little bit of nerves.
Well, I'm not sure what happened there, but he was nowhere near the pocket with that one. I mean, he potted a similar shot in past the pink. He didn't even get that one in the jaws. It's a chance for Ken. Okay, it's not a good chance, the reds, but they're not too badly placed.
No, I think this is one of these situations where one lead misses, you know, one person misses and it leads to the other one, then they miss and then they miss, and it suddenly becomes catching.
One.
Really is strange sometimes when that happens, and you often find sometimes someone starts playing well and it makes the other one come back stronger, so it's
Ken could do with getting onto the black if he pots this red this near the yellow spot. Because the black back on its spot with the two reds up near the cushion would be much better than where it is at the moment.
8.
It'll have to be the blue though. Definitely would have been a help had they been able to get the black onto its spot, but the blue's the easier pot and he can get on the red near the black spot anyway.
Thirteen. Fourteen.
Yeah, he needs at least two of these reds, but he's either not hard enough there or ran
20.
a little bit short. He's landed right in the middle. I think the one he's looking at, you know, blind pocket, or the other one he's going to have to get the rest out. So either one's a very tough shot.
I judged that well.
21.
As Mike was saying, a blind pocket. You could see he wasn't looking at the pocket. He was looking away from the pocket. So you've got to just rely on your judgment. Just a wee bit unlucky to finish. It's close to the yellow, the pink. It's far from easy.
Yeah, and he could do with potting it really then. That would mean he just wants one more red.
Well, it's a natural to cannon that red that's near the cushion. He'll have to pot the pink if he does that. No, he's not playing to cannon that red. Just making sure of the 6 points. He felt, well, if I play the cannon, push the red on and miss the pink, I'm open to a counter attack.
27. And Doherty, 27. One.
Well, that could prove to be a useful fluke. He did hold his hand up there. And he get right in behind the brown.
Jimmy White, 1.
Sometimes the players attempt that type of shot, but Jimmy did apologise. So it was a fluke.
Ken's got to be very careful here, as you know, because all the balls are in the open, so
Thank you.
it's very important he gets this right and at least keeps one of the reds safe if he can, but they are both in potable positions.
Very good shot there. And that's the reason they call him Crafty Ken. Another good shot from Jimmy, but is there a gap between blue and black? It's tight. And I'm right in line with the shot. I don't know if he can avoid cannoning the red that's near the cushion. He might even pop this. It was a guide, and that was all he needed. That was a useful gap that Ken found there.
Rainbow.
That's certainly one of the times that you're missing audience
And
there,
Doherty, 1.
because that would have brought the house down. That was brilliant.
Two snookers needed, but that's immaterial now. He stuck the red up.
One. Eight. 10. 13. 17. 22. 28.
No big breaks in the opening
35
frame.
in
There
first
was an
frame,
earlier
Ken Doherty.
break of 28 plus clearing the colours up there. The best possible start for Ken Doherty, and he takes the opening frame and leads Jimmy White by 1 frame to 0.
Second frame. Ken Doherty to break.
Ken Doherty gets the second frame underway. And Jimmy might be able to have a go at this red into the left corner. Wouldn't leave anything. Only the red that he's having a go at. And he has left it. Pushed the black safe though. But that was worth the risk there.
Yeah, of course, it was the only red he was going to leave, really, and unfortunately, that's what he's done. But once again, we got the black out of commission.
One. Okay.
Not quite sure what Ken said to Michaela there. Possibly said, watch this
7.
closely because it could be red or pink at the same time. Obviously, with it being a very honest sport, you just like to sometimes help the referee out. I'm sure Michaela would have picked up anyway.
8.
Yeah, she's been one of the best referees the game's ever seen, Michaela. Okay, she hasn't been on the main tour for a few years now, but terrific referee. Also referees a lot of pool around the world.
Thirteen. 13.
In fact, Rob did an interview with Michaela, which will be played during the mid-session interval, so you'll hear all about what Michaela's up to. Meanwhile, Ken has pushed a red over the left middle pocket. There is a gap there that White can take and avoid canning into another red, I think. Well, he couldn't avoid the cannon. Look, yeah, he's okay. He can hit the yellow or the brown or the green. The one that'll get him close to the cushion.
Yellow. Jimmy, white one.
I would say a little bit of an edgy start this from both players here. It's not been the easiest of tables though. I think they've kind of cancelled each other out with safety. Sometimes when that happens it tends to push balls safe and makes it difficult, but that black on the cushion won't be doing either of them any favours. Ken's just come round to have a look, see if he can drop the white in that corner, but I'm not sure he can with that red over the right hand pocket.
He'd land on the red that's near the right corner pocket, but he can't do that. The black's in the way of coming off the cushion and just nestling onto that. That's a wonderful shot.
One.
That was just potting his way out of trouble there. He's never going to be on a colour, but when you're in trouble like that, if you can roll the red in like the one he's just done, it's a way of getting out of a very difficult situation.
Yeah, and once again, experienced head there, walking up the other end of the table to have a look, see exactly what his opponent's going to be seeing.
Ken Doherty, one.
Obviously seen that so many times over the years when players get down sometimes and just hit it anyway up the top end. It's always wise to do that.
Tell you what's quite unusual, Mike. Both players have had a cup of tea out there. You don't see that very often. It's Ken's cuppa, and I think Jimmy's got a cuppa as well.
Just disappointing there's no cake with it, Dennis. No one's brought us any after.
Do you know, I remember Steve Davis, 1979. I played him in his first World Championship, and he had a plate of sandwiches out at the table. I'll never forget it. Nobody's ever had a plate of sandwiches in the Crucible while playing. That's good cueing from Jimmy.
One.
Okay, he's unlucky. Might be snookered on the blue for the middle pocket, but it was good cueing.
Yeah, I think he's so frustrated out there at the moment because he's played a couple of great shots, but he's just not getting on the next colour. And that was a great example of another one. He deserved to be on a colour after hitting that so well. Again, the snooker gods just not letting him get the opportunity.
Got to be a bit careful, Ken, here of that red to the left of the blue when playing the safety shot here. And he's just avoided it. not the best. The double kiss has given Ken a chance, and he can get on the pink. He'd love to be straight on this red into the right corner, but well, he's warming his hands on that cup of tea. We've seen that throughout the Betfred World Championship. I think when the air conditioning's on in the crucible, it can get a little bit chilly at times, especially with no crowd in.
Yeah, I'm sure I've seen the first person ever do it. I mean, I'm not going that too far back, but Ronnie used to do it quite a lot, Ronnie O'Sullivan. I'm not sure if
7.
anything like that in the 80s, Dennis, early 90s, was it?
Yeah, Terry Griffiths used to like maybe a hot chocolate out there. He certainly had one when he played Cliff Thorburn, and the match finished at 10-4 in the morning. I remember him having his cup of chocolate, or maybe a few.
It's not a frame winning opportunity just at the moment, because there's them three reds in the bottom right hand corner. He's going to have to develop them at some point, I imagine. But you can certainly get a decent lead with what's in front of him. But ideally, he would have liked to have been top side of the blue. He'll settle for that, Dennis. Didn't play that, but he's on it.
He was playing around the table to try and get on the one next to the pink, but what a fortuitous kiss. You got to take advantage
17.
if you get a run of the ball, because there's times you don't out there.
Yeah, and of course the added bonus of taking that red there's got him top side of the blue, so it just led to just a very simple shot, just to drop the blue in the centre and just caress the cue ball down the table. Didn't have to do anything much with it. Back in prime position again.
$29. 30.
So red and a colour should be enough for this frame, because 3 reds on the table is 51 points. So after this one goes down, get back on the pink. And Jimmy once again is going to be in a bit of trouble.
37.
And once again, being very crafty there, Ken. A lot of players would just can it into the reds. He made sure of the pink, and then this to keep Jimmy in his seat.
44.
56 ahead, 43 on the table. Oh, he's cueing nicely. He's growing in confidence. He just hasn't let Jimmy at the table at the moment.
50. 51.
Probably take the black and try and get back up onto the cushion behind the black spot.
$58. $59.
You heard Ken in his interview with Rob Walker saying about the 130. He said the only 130 he gets these days is
66.
a bus, 130 bus, but he said he'd be quite happy making
68.
60 or 70 breaks. But he's looking very confident out there.
$71. $75. $80. $86.
That's a
93
magnificent
and
break from Ken Doherty, clearing the lot up there with a wonderful break of 93, and he extends his lead. He now leads whirlwind Jimmy White by 2 frames to 0.
Pinky. Jimmy White to break.
Well, that's a shocker from Jimmy. That was a loss of focus and concentration. I was just about to say he needs a good break-off shot, and look what he's done. You don't see this happen very often. Made a complete mess of the break-off shot and has left Ken right in.
1.
He hasn't had any table time really, and he hasn't been in with a chance yet, Jimmy.
No, it's certainly been all Ken at the moment, and he's going to wonder where his next chance is coming from, because
8.
Ken's playing very well, very smooth around the table. Seems fully focused to me, and he's right up there, very, very high. Pot success at
9.
95%, so he's not missing much either.
Yeah, Jimmy's only potted 9 balls, and Ken's potted 58.
This is going to be a tester in the middle bag. I was particularly
16.
impressed with Stephen Hendry in the middle pockets the other day watching. I don't think he missed any. But it's imperative if he goes for this and gets it, he leaves himself a nice angle to get back into the pack. Yeah, that was tough.
Then Doherty 16.
Got away with it though. There's nothing there for Jimmy.
And of course the safety area is back behind the black and near the cushion, because of that red that's over the right middle pocket. Got close to this, but these middle pockets are very sharp indeed. He wants to remove this red to get the frame back to normal, and he's achieved that.
Yeah, Jimmy's going to have to just keep biding his time and waiting for something to happen. I don't think a wise decision would be to open the balls and play an aggressive safety shot, because the mood Ken's in, he's not going to get another shot. So Jimmy might just take the soft approach of biding his way in.
Well, that'll make him feel a lot better. Is he going to get a favourable kiss? It's not too bad, because there's a red at the back of the bunch there, between the bunch of reds and the black, as we show you that terrific cut back, and he can get to that from the blue here. And this is Jimmy's first chance, it has to be said, and it's not a good one just yet.
6. 7.
It's not a great pack to go into from the black.
14.
Would have been nice if that one at the back was available into the right corner, but I don't think it is. So key shot
15.
coming up here. Doesn't want to hit that red full ball. He'd be better cannoning the one to the right of it with a little bit of screw and a bit of power on it. Doesn't want to be too gentle, otherwise he can run out of position. Needs a bit of power. Oh, and he's done what so many players
Jimmy White.
do.
15.
Forgot about the black, concentrated on the cannon.
One.
Well, you can tell by this reaction he's not very pleased with that, but I'll tell you what, Ken's left himself a long straight pink as Jimmy looking away from the table, just having a little think to himself there, but a lot of pressure on this pink if he takes it on. Key shot, we're right down his cue. No.
Ken Doherty. 1.
Yeah, I watched that black back, and it wasn't that far away from the pocket at all. It was just the pace that kept it out, but players so often take their eye off the pot to look to see where the cue ball's going, see what damage it does into the pack, and I can only presume that happened with Jimmy, but certainly with the pace, you only have to be out a little bit on these pockets and it spits them back out at you.
One.
And Jimmy Rooted to the spot there. Don't know if he got a heavy contact. He's having the white cleaned, but the black will go up into the corner, and it's a similar situation to the one Ken was in. If he takes the black on, he must get it. I don't think it goes to the middle past the red. If it did, he'd prefer that. Maybe it does. He's looked at it twice, so he feels there's enough room just to send this past the red and into the pocket. Oh, as I say, they're so sharp, these middle pockets. If you're not right in the pocket, they won't go in.
Yeah, and Jimmy's not getting clear-cut chances. That's the problem. He's not playing bad, but he's fuming. I think that's because he's not getting clear opportunities. I know he did with the black there and he missed it.
1.
But only just missed it. So he's just got to get refocused, pick himself back up again. Because there's nothing wrong with the way he's played in this tournament. He's got to remember that. But this frame is obviously huge because 3-0 and 2-1 is a big difference.
8.
And Ken's just looking so confident round the table as well, and he's playing at 21 seconds a shot, which tells me that
9.
he's got his eye in and he's seeing the balls round the pack very clearly. He knows where he needs to go. Got a nice fluency to his game.
And he has been putting the work in, even though he was commentating
14.
on the Betfred World Championship. I've spent 18 days with Ken down at the studios in London, where we worked from. And they had a
15.
practice table in the arena. And Stephen Hendry and Ken were making use of it. But he's got a wonderful touch when he's in around the balls, as Ken.
20. 21.
Just let that go a little further than he intended. Now he's got to be a bit careful. It's a delicate little shot required here. Played it nicely though.
$28. 29.
Already 30 points in front. Won't need that difficult red that he's just slipped past.
34. 35.
Just a slight touch or too hard, but he needed to be that side of it, needed to guarantee that. It's just a simple roll through now. Sometimes it's best to just over hit it to make sure you get
40.
top side of the blue, then you've got a choice of the baulk colours. And
41.
not a good start for Jimmy White fans, I've got to say.
I think the simple fact is Jimmy needs the last frame before the mid-session interval to regroup.
46.
Will he get a chance? He's not getting many chances at the moment.
Ken Doherty 46.
And once again, with that break of 46, Ken Doherty seems to be getting stronger, and he now leads Jimmy White by 3 frames to 0. we're going to have a look at the draw there. There's all the matches and former world champions, and just been a great World Seniors Championship here. Everybody's loved it, and it's great that we are at the Crucible Theatre, and hopefully with a little bit of luck we might be able to do it again at the Crucible, and when we get back to some normality. Tough times for everyone, but we're just delighted, even though there's no crowd in, that we've had some terrific matches for you to watch. So as I say, Jimmy badly needs this final frame before the mid-session interval.
Yeah, you've got to give a lot of credit to Jason Francis and the team, that it's just been non-stop work from everybody to get this on, and especially on the back of the World Championships as well. It's just a privilege to be here. Credit where credit's due.
Keeps getting that cue ball round behind the green and blocking the path for the pot into the right corner. So he's perfected the break-off shot, as Ken. Jimmy in that last frame, well, careered into the reds off the break-off. And he's cannoned into them again. So he hasn't settled, and listen, any match you play, and this is a final, you never settle till you get your first frame on the board. So Jimmy hasn't settled yet.
Yeah, it just shows you. I mean, for me, he's been the best player of the tournament, the way he scored, and obviously got the high break prize as well with that wonderful 130. But he's just not getting in to perform. It's zapped all the energy out of him. And Ken has just been outstanding.
Well, I knew Jimmy wasn't going to get the chances against Ken. I mean, Stephen Hendry played a very open attacking game, as he always does, and missed a few, and Jimmy pounced on Stephen's misses.
Eight.
Well, not quite.
Doherty, 8.
Sometimes the nap of the table will turn that ball down if you hit it slow, but there was just a little bit too much pace on it there. So Jimmy, I'll be relieved at that. This has got to go in though. He's got to get scoring. Big shot. Once again, just catches that near jaw.
Yeah, the blue was a slight distraction for Jimmy there, and the green. Just needs to get in amongst them.
One.
Yeah, you made a good point about Ken. I was particularly impressed against Michael Judge that Michael started off well and Ken kind of shut him down and almost boxed him in, stopped him from coming out, and he's doing it for Jimmy. I know Jimmy hasn't had the run. It's fair to say that. He's not quite getting on where he is, but a lot of this is just Ken keeping him out. And what chances Jimmy is getting, he's just not getting the run of the ball.
4. Five. 12.
He's just got a few shots to work out. After this one, he can take a red in one of the loose ones. Ideally, it would be good to keep that one over the centre if he can. Then if he does need to develop a few balls, it's there for him if he doesn't get on one.
13.
So he'd be keen, in my opinion, just keeping it there.
$20. 21.
Not got a great angle, but there is one there, but if he doesn't feel it's quite right, he might have to take the one over the centre. Just having a little wander around, see if there's a possible plant there as well, which will help him.
He's finished a bit straight, so he'll have to get plenty of action on this, but he's quite capable of screwing back and getting onto the black again.
$29.
Could have done with a bit more pace on it to leave an angle on the black to get into the reds. He's had a look to see if there's a possible plant on to the right corner, which tells me he must have a bit of angle on the black. And if the plant's on, that's a terrific bonus. There might be a red in the middle of the pack that also goes, but the
36.
plant looks good to me. Just making sure that he doesn't squeeze it away from the pocket.
37. $44. And Doherty, 44.
Well, he walked away straight away. He knew he hadn't made a good contact on that. Yeah, he was up and away around the table, Ken. He knew he didn't hit it very well. And now the frame has gone awkward with two reds up the other end. Oh, now then. He might have left this on. That's a bit careless from Ken. He has.
1.
Well, no problem getting on a red, but it's a thin snick. He'll finish on that red up past the green if he pots the black here. No, it's on the near jaw. He just can't get going at the moment, Jimmy.
1.
Really is amazing. He's been flying all week, in my opinion.
But he's up against,
1.
well, he knew it anyway. He's up against, they've played so many times. He's up against one of the game's great match players in Ken Doherty. Played wonderful
4.
snooker when he picked up that World Championship trophy, beating Stephen Hendry in the final. And as I mentioned earlier, got to the final the following year, 1998.
Five.
And there's a red available at the back of the little bunch of 5 there. He didn't judge that too well. I don't think he's on it.
9.
Needed a little trace aside there. And he only needed the one more red to secure a 4-0 advantage. That's the only real mistake that Ken's made, just that little positional shot.
Ken Doherty, 9.
And that's much too pacey. He's going to have to go to the mid-session interval and probably get on the practice table and just get his rhythm back, because he just hasn't got going here, simply because his opponent has frozen him out. I didn't expect Ken to miss that, but because it was game ball, it added a little bit of pressure to it. No, didn't get close to it, and that is the end of the frame now. This game, if you lose a little bit of confidence, it's so difficult because it's such a precise sport. You've got no margin for error. You've got to pot the ball, you've got to get the position right, and when things are not going for you, it's such a difficult game.
4. 5.
He's down at 66% with his pot success rate, and the Ken's up at 92%.
12. 13.
This really has been a wonderful display from Ken Doherty here.
20.
No one could see this result coming. We thought it was going to be very tight.
21.
But sometimes the mid-session interval can turn things around, and Jimmy White and his supporters will be hoping that that'll be the case. But at the moment, the darling of Dublin is enjoying himself out there.
23.
Yeah, he's got to tell himself, if Ken can do it, if Ken can get 4 on a trot, so can I.
24.
But yeah, he's going to go on the practice table, get his arm moving, because I think he's played great during this tournament, but he just hasn't really had some great opportunities. And you're right, Ken's just controlled the match a little bit. Jimmy's had a few bad kisses here and there.
31.
I think Ken certainly earned this lead, be it 4-0, 3-1. He's definitely played the better out of the two.
34.
Of course, he's absolutely flying around the table now because, as you know, snooker's an easy game when there's no pressure on.
38. 43.
His highest break in this session. A terrific 93 break, but he's finishing in style here.
49.
He's cleared the lot at a
56.
wonderful 56
Ken
break, and Ken Doherty has just
15 minutes.
dominated this session, and he's won all 4 frames, and he'll be absolutely delighted. Jimmy will be heading to the practice table. It's 4-0 to Ken Doherty. And what we've got now, I'm sure you'll enjoy watching. It's a gentleman that should be sitting beside me. He should have been playing, and he should have been sitting here. Unfortunately, he passed away in June. The great WT, my buddy for 45 years. I travelled all over the world with the man, and we're going to play a little tribute during the mid-session interval to Willie Thorne. Well, players coming back into the arena. I'm sure Jimmy was on the practice table, and as I mentioned, sometimes the mid-session interval can turn things around. It remains to be seen. Just have a look at that, 93% putt success rate.
Jimmy White to
Ken,
break.
just 66 for Jimmy, but it could change with the interval. Let's see. That's a better break off. Got the white tight on the cushion.
Yeah, Jimmy's going to have to get himself involved in this match very quickly, and what we're going to have to need, Dennis, is a Jimmy White special. And I'm just going to show you a Jimmy White special now, and we've had a little chat from behind the scenes, and this is the shot of the championship. How about that then?
Well, how about Jimmy's shot there? He fluked a red into the right corner, but I was delighted to be chosen as shot of the championship with that blue. This was the fluke on the red, playing a safety shot. And that's a nice brown, so maybe that fluke will kickstart things.
5.
It's tight, but I think he's just okay. Don't know if the 2 reds are a plant there at the back of the pack. There's a loose red, but Jimmy will have a look at them. Got an angle to go into the reds, but he may leave that here. No, he's straight into them. But it wasn't a great pack to go into.
13.
And he's on absolutely nothing. He just had a little bit of side on that. It looked like he was going to be on the red above the pink for the middle, and the side just took him away. Now this is tough if he's thinking of taking that on. Can't afford to just put Ken in the balls again, because we've seen how well he's been playing. Brilliant. What a shot that is, by
14.
the way. That is the best shot of the match. Under the circumstances, to knock that in at pace is superb.
I think we're going to probably see all-out attack, because that was certainly all-out attack there. Because normally you'd try and drop them in so they hug against the cushions, but he's going for this full-bloodedly. Awkward little shot that, but
20.
played it perfectly, just got above top side of the blue.
25.
And this has finished a little awkward. It's just the control of the white. It's not so much the pot. You're just going to guide the white through and maybe just nudge. Or is he going to screw it back? No, he's guided it through. No, I knew that was awkward
Jimmy
for him.
White, 25.
Well, he puts the cue down in disgust there. Thought he was just going to get himself going there.
One.
And just look at how he's left them here. He knows this is a great chance and he's not going to rush things. He's going to plan his route and each positional shot. Not the best. He's going to have to take the one into the right middle pocket, you'd feel.
8.
Got the one to the left middle, but he didn't go far enough over for that. But still feels it's the better one to avail good position. And just dropping it in
9.
the wrong side of the blue.
Yeah, I think that Michaela cleaning the white is just indicating he possibly had a slightly heavy contact there. Certainly didn't push the red off the line of the shot, which normally happens with a kick, but he's going to have to hit this clean. He'll get around the back if he does. Huge amount of topspin and right hand side on there, just to try and run it round the angles. Now, is he on the red? Don't think so.
He's let that chance slip away, as you can see there. That was a great opportunity for Ken, and finishing the wrong side of the blue has given him a bit of a problem. He's going to try the double. Tried it
Doherty,
because he
14.
wasn't going to leave anything easy, but that is a mistake. He's made very few mistakes, Ken, in this match, but I expected him to knock a good few in there.
Yeah, just one simple shot of getting the wrong side of the blue. That just shows you how important the positional side of the game is. But if you get a kick, there's not a lot you can do about it. And you're trying to chase the cue ball, play catch up with it and try and get yourself back on track. He's just looking deflated out there, Jimmy, unfortunately. I couldn't tell if he was going for that or playing safe. It was just, it's not like him. It wasn't a positive strike for me.
One.
Is he going to drop on the yellow? It's a terrific pot there, and he has dropped on the yellow, and he's got an angle to get to the reds. But as I say, into the middle pockets, they're not gimmies. How's the kiss on the red? Not good.
3.
Wanted a fuller kiss on the red there.
Doherty 3.
No, he hasn't covered this red. Jimmy might try and drop this in the middle pocket, which is the only red he could leave. And he may have left it. And that's a couple of mistakes now in this frame from Ken. He's got to try and forget about the winning line and just concentrate on what he's doing, because we know if Jimmy gets his tail up, what he can do.
Yeah, and that was a great shot, this, because the ball's there, should get him a good lead, could even win him the frame here. He doesn't have to do too much for the cue ball either. In theory, it should just be a few simple stun shots.
Seven.
He needs to get his confidence levels up, and the only way he's going to do it is by potting balls.
8.
They always say the last frame is the most difficult one to win, and even with a 4-0 lead, Ken will be
15.
thinking that it's getting over that line.
16.
Jimmy could play now with the attitude of nothing to lose. Quite a tall mountain to climb when you're behind at 4-0. So he might play with a little bit of freedom.
23. Twenty-four. 31. 32.
So one more red needed.
Finished a little straight on the black, so he's not going to be able to get close to that red that's out in the middle of the table. There's a slight angle there, so he's deciding on the pink to get a bit closer to that red. So one good long pot, and the
38.
frame will be safe. Well cued.
39.
46 in front now with just 43 remaining. And 47 in front, yeah.
Forty-one. 42.
If there had been a crowd in the Crucible, they would have got a terrific round of applause for that double.
Jimmy White 42 and the frame.
That's a fine effort from Jimmy White. As I say, you never settle till you get your first frame on the board. He's come out after the mid-session interval. Ken Doherty had a couple of chances, looked just a little bit edgy, so Jimmy White has got his first frame on the board, but Ken Doherty still leads by 4 frames to 1. Yeah, Mike mentioned I decided to give me the shot at the championship, the blue down there. Yeah. So I thought just have a go and see if you can roll back the years. I was pretty good at the old screw back and long shots in the heyday, and delighted to have got a shot at the championship. Just must tell you, the panel that chose that shot was just a panel of 1. It was me who decided that I no, it wasn't me, I'm only joking.
Frame 6.
Serious question.
Doherty
Can
to
you
break.
remember last time you got a shot at the championship, Dennis?
Didn't used to have them way back. It was something new that the BBC started. My best ever shot was in the first pub black I ever played in against Fred Davis. I can't find it anywhere. 1975 it was. The frame was safe. The pink was on the balk line to the right of the green. The white was on the cushion level with the black, and I managed to pot the pink and screw back and knock the black in. I wish I could find that one.
I'll tell you what one sticks out in my mind. I think it was the long brown in the final frame of 1985.
Oh,
Long
Jimmy
brown that you
White,
knocked
4.
in to finish on the blue. That was do or die, I guess. And what a shot that was. I'd have definitely given you that year, to be honest. Brilliant it was.
What Jimmy would give to knock this in. He's ignoring the safety. He's taking the pot on. That's a bit more like it.
1.
Terrific long pot from the whirlwind, and the reds are nicely open. Good early chance this.
Three. Four.
And Jimmy will have sensed that Ken Doherty missed a couple of chances
9.
there, and he'll be thinking, well, you know, Ken's starting to feel the pressure.
10.
But he's not allowed to make many mistakes. It's okay, it can go up for the blue off this.
17. Eighteen.
Where he hasn't covered it. I think he has, you know, he's just hit that a little bit
23.
too hard. Oh, that was amazing. Just dropping it in and just hit it a fraction too hard.
Yeah, I think he's tried to get himself flowing, and then he's speeded up a little bit, trying to get a momentum going. And I think he's played that fast. He's just took his eye off it and been a little bit
Jimmy
careless.
White. 23.
Because yeah, I think he knew. You sense it sometimes as a player. You don't even have to walk around and see if you're on it. You just sense it. Sometimes a player tries to find a bit of rhythm by trying to play that little bit faster. It's a fantastic shot by Ken.
Straightforward though. Just land on this red. Well, not on that side of the red, Jimmy. He should have maybe just thought a little bit more about that. Got down very quick, but to hit the red on that side was bad misjudgment. It's an awkward little one. He's got to get the cue out of the way, otherwise the white could come back and hit the tip of the cue because he's so close to it.
Yeah, we might see an air shot. It's where he doesn't quite hit the cue ball. He'll pull his cue back very quickly.
One.
Seen that during the Betfred World Championship. A player had 3 goes at playing a delicate little shot and had 3 fresh shots. It's not a penalty at snooker. If it was golf, it would be penalty shots. Ken, one good positional shot, and with the reds open as they are, you could have a great chance.
Sorry. 5.
I think he can roll this red in where you can see where he's queuing up. He can get on the black, and if he pots the red and gets on the black in such a way, he can move that red away from the black spot area, and then everything will be in the clear.
Yeah, I was a little surprised at first at Ken going for that red, but quite rightly it was the right shot because he was almost guaranteed to be on it. He did look down the left-hand side of the table at first, but this is the shot Dennis is on about now, and if he can get this right, which he has, he could be away.
13.
Not get a better chance. Nice little cannon on the red just above the black there. We'll keep him on a couple of reds. Just full ball nudge on that red. Oh, look at this. Can you believe it?
Ken Doherty, 14.
He took his eye off the pot, and Jimmy's out of his chair so quick there. He might rue that miss, Ken, because that was a great chance. With the ball sitting like that, that was just pressure. That was thinking about the winning line.
One.
Just playing the cannon on the red, and we see it so many times. I mean, he missed it by a long way, and that'll knock his confidence, that's for sure.
Yeah, and if Jimmy can get a good visit here and get it to 4-2, it's going to get Ken thinking about this match
8.
a little bit more than probably where he is now, but it's only going to make Jimmy stronger.
9.
Because Jimmy has played well without this tournament, and he just needs that little kickstart, and this might just be enough to give him it.
$16. 17.
Well, I did say sometimes the mid-session interval can turn things around. It looks as if that's going to be the case here.
Yeah, and it's turned it round for Ken really, because Ken was
22.
it's Ken that suffered coming out. Ken's had the chances, not took them, and he's almost give the opportunities to Jimmy. Jimmy hasn't really had to earn these
22.
opportunities. He's just gone off Ken's mistakes.
Doherty. One.
Just the blue and the red next to the pink would be enough to leave Ken needing a snooker. The wrong side of the blue or straight on the blue, but I don't think it matters here. He just brings the cue ball back an inch or two, and that red's available next to the pink. Even holding the spot's not a bad scenario.
$36.
Just make sure of this. He get up off the shot, which is the correct thing to do.
37. $44.
Ken will nod to the referee
44.
and concede
And
the
a
frame. He did have his chances there, Ken Doherty, to maybe go on and clinch the match, but he missed a black off the spot and Jimmy White pounced, and all of a sudden he's getting himself right back into this final, but Ken Doherty still leads by 4 frames to 2. Yep, Ken still looks very relaxed, but I'll tell you, Jimmy will be feeling much better now, because seeing Ken miss that black off the spot there, because he was right in amongst them, and the way he was playing, I thought Ken was going to go on and clinch the match there. But you know, when you haven't been in a position like that for so long, where you're in a final, and you know, he was so used to clinching matches, but when you haven't done it for a long time, it's so difficult out there. But it's making for a fascinating final now, the way things have turned around.
Yeah, it's definitely game on now.
Frame 7. Jimmy White to break.
Jimmy keeps leaving that red flicking out. He's once again gives Ken the opportunity for a shot to nothing, where he can have basically a free go at the pot. White goes up the top end of the table if he misses. Element of safety involved. Just caught it a little bit thick.
No, he's struggling a little bit at the moment, Ken. I think he's still thinking about that last frame. And he wants to quickly forget about that and just play it as if someone had given him a 4-2 lead before the match started. He would take it, and it's easier said than done.
Eight. 9.
Can definitely feel Jimmy picking up speed. think he's just trying to
16.
not think too much
17.
and just play. He's got nothing to lose where he was. He's certainly hitting the ball a lot more freely in my opinion, where Ken's tightened up slightly, you're right. I did notice on that black that he missed, Ken, that
24.
his usual pause at the back wasn't quite there, which is
25.
understandable.
Yeah, this wasn't a great attempt from Ken here. Hit it far too thick. It's stuck in the reds there. He may have one into the middle pocket. I don't know. It depends whether he's touching the
32.
red.
Touching ball.
It is a touching ball, so maybe he can't get to the potting angle. Sometimes it's difficult to judge, as we show you the cannon here into the reds. Not a good pack to go into. He made a good effort there, but you could see the white just seemed to stick there. Now he feels he might be able to, but if the red moves, it's a foul.
Jimmy White, 32.
Did it move?
Well,
Something did there, I think.
I think that might have been a foul, you know, because I'm sure he was trying the red into the middle pocket.
One.
As you look, Ken, this is the shot. Well, it must have moved that red because the other red moved, and that was why it looked like he was potting it up into the corner, but he certainly was trying it in the middle.
9.
Anyway, it hasn't made a great deal of difference. It just meant that he didn't pot the red in the middle. The chances there for Ken.
Strange scenario that, Dennis, because he was obviously the red that he was touching. You know, it didn't
14.
move. It sent the red next to that to move. So obviously he's hit it, but it's strange that it didn't move at all, and that's probably where
15.
it might have slipped everybody's eye line.
Yeah, as I say, it hasn't made a great deal of difference, really. Now, I think he got a slight kick there, Ken. He's still okay, but
20.
it caught the red there on the way past. But as I say, he's okay. And can he hold himself together
21.
this time? There's a red in the middle of the bunch. We'll pot here. And he can play to get on that. He's got an angle to go into them if he wishes. It just depends how he feels. And he's played a shocker. What a shot he's played there. That's just tension.
28.
There was a red in the middle, would go there. And a bit of tension in the arm has left him on absolutely nothing. So he is
Doherty, 28.
quite understandably feeling a lot of pressure out there. This is a big title for Ken to lift. Should have been much further up the table.
Yeah, and of course there's winner can also get into the Champion of Champions as well. So as well as being World Seniors Champion, which is a fantastic achievement, and that'll go with all these other World Championship trophies. There's the added bonus of coming along for the professional tour of playing the Champion of Champions. So he wouldn't be human if he wasn't a bit tense.
Good safety shot there he's just played. That's pretty good. Would be some shot he was looking at there. He's thinking, I can't really leave much, only the red I'm taking, and I might be able to get over onto the black. And that's what he's trying. Covered the pocket, and I don't think there's any plants onto the red that's over the pocket. As you can see, there's no plants available there. Bit of a stalemate. Touching ball might help Ken. It's not touching though. So how do you solve this problem? Clever little shot. The first person I've seen play that shot is a deliberate miscue there so that you don't push the shot. One of the first I've seen to play that was Ian McCulloch from Preston, who I used to practice with, and has played at the Crucible Theatre. Jimmy might, well, he's just, there's the possibility that we could have a re-rack here.
No.
There's 8 reds gone, but the scores are fairly close. So how are we going to solve this problem?
Thank you. Foul. Jimmy White for.
And Ken declared a foul on himself there.
Touching ball.
And this time it's touching. So is Jimmy going to try and hide that one that's over the pocket? This is the chance, otherwise we're still going to have a stalemate.
It wasn't a miss.
Yeah, it wasn't a miss, so can't replace it. I think Jimmy thought he could have it replaced there. But it's touching now. Is he going to risk playing down the table? I think Ken's going to risk it because it's a touching ball. But because of the pink and blue, he'd have to be absolutely spot on to snooker Jimmy on this red over the pocket, but I think he may have a go at it. Needs to pull up. Might be able to swerve it. I think he's covered it. And not that easy to swerve. He may have to play the swerve because I don't think there's a plant from the reds onto it. Well, he's going the other side of it, so I don't think he'll pot it if he swerves that way. This could double kiss and maybe go in the pocket, but you've got the perfect picture to see the outcome here. I'll settle for that.
Yeah, you called it though, Dennis. Going that side of it was making it very slim odds of potting it as well, but maybe he just felt he had more of an advantage going that way, I don't know. I was like you, the other way if he was going to do it was probably a guaranteed pot if he hit it. Nevertheless, we're out of the possible re-rack situation, which is good. Took a bit of working out, but we got there. And this next shot might open a few up. You just got to be careful. I don't think any balls are going to push over pockets, but you just got to be careful.
It's who can play the more telling safety shot that's going to get the advantage here. If that misses the green, it's pretty good. Needs some cover. There's a red over the pocket, but look where the cue ball's going to finish. I don't know if Jimmy can get through to the red just in the middle of the table and to the left. He can get through to the one to the left there, and he'll have to possibly have a go at this. And if he doesn't pot it, he'll be hoping to move the one that's near the pocket. This will be some shot if it goes straight in. Oh, he's moved it, but he's left the other one there.
Yeah, from Jimmy's point of view, anywhere on the table but there. So look, this red's over the pocket, but you've got to be careful. You've got to try and get the white out of the corner. If you play it with topspin, it's just going to follow through on itself and stay down there. Kent has played a fantastic shot there to get round there. He may even have an angle on the blue just to move them reds if he needs to. So he's just having a look first to check to see if they go.
Yeah, it's a natural angle to cannon them, Mike, and that's what he might do, what you suggested. How's your luck, Ken? That's pretty good. Nothing lucky about that. He judged that to perfection.
6.
Once again, it's in his hands. Now he's got that red up at the top at the balk end for the reason he's on now, because he's not the right side of the blue. He would have liked to have kept that there as a backup. And I think he did play for the top side of the blue there, and then he could come back down and feed off these 3 reds, but that's up there to get him out of trouble. But I'm afraid he's going to have to use it now. Sometimes you leave a ball at the top as a safeguard.
Well, what he could do with here is getting on the pink and getting it back on its spot, because the black's awkward at the moment. It's going to be a tense finish, you feel, to this frame. And he's got himself, oh, maybe he'll have to take the blue. I don't know if he's got, if the white had pulled up a few inches shorter, he could have taken the pink there, but he can't get to the reds from the pink. He'd love to have been able to do that. He feels he still might be able to. He had a slight angle, and that makes a vast difference getting the pink back on its spot.
There's nothing wrong with his cue in there, Dennis. Got right through the white.
There's a beautiful Crucible Theatre with nobody in the seats.
20.
Not the best. It's a little bit of tension again there. And he's left himself a nasty one with the rest. Should have been a lot easier than this. done well, but look where the cue ball is. Needs a bit of good cueing. He can get back on the pink again from here. Pink would be
26.
available. Wow. Hold your horses. That red that I thought doesn't pot, and the other one is not as easy to get to the pink from. Well, that was all he could do there, so plenty of snooker to be played in this frame. He'd be looking to get a colour tight on a cushion. It's got the black tied up a bit. Another colour safe as a bit of insurance. Brown on the side cushion.
And Doherty 27.
Yeah, it just gives him that bit of added security, and what's going for him as well as the brown being there, the black's on the side rail as well, so Jimmy's got a lot to do. Ken won't want to move that red on the black rail at the bottom. He'll just keep working around that spare one that's in the middle of the table. So the last thing he wants to do is bring that other one into open play. And that's a very good shot. That stops Jimmy playing the one that's on the cushion and bringing it into open play. He's got too near the cushion.
Well, that's brought the brown into play, but it's left Ken with a shot to nothing. I mean, it may work to Jimmy's advantage bringing the brown into play, but not if Ken knocks this red in. Still waiting. Well, he's got away with it there, but Ken was knocking that type of pot in throughout this championship. Oh, this is a cracker. Well, he hasn't covered this red, but I'll tell you what, every shot is a pressure pot now. Wants to hold on to his World Seniors title, trying his hardest here. Oh, how close was that? How close was that? He can cut this one in to the right corner. Can. It's a bit of a free shot with the other red going safe.
I definitely think these pockets have got tighter, Dennis, as the week has gone on, and naturally the cloth will wear around the jaws of the pocket, so they will start to bite a bit more. There's been a lot of close shots tonight.
Brown's in a great position if you can swing the white around the angles towards it. He's left Ken a shot at this. He's got a good cue ball, but the problem with this red, if Ken pots it, he's going to go close to the middle pocket, the left middle pocket, if he pots it, because he can't really play it with sides. So not only wants a good pot, keep an eye on the cue ball. Almost went in the middle pocket.
You can feel the tension out there. Feeling it near, Dennis. It's getting very warm.
Yes, my microphone's getting a little sweaty, to say the least. Wow, look at the shot he's faced with here. Now he's thinking to himself, do I have a go? If I knock this long red in, I could win that lovely trophy that's just behind him there. But if I miss it, he needs this red to go safe. And it hasn't. It's hit the jaw, the middle pocket, and that was a big shot for Ken. He decided to have a go at it. The red looked as if it was going to go safe. He wouldn't have minded leaving the other one, but oh, what a chance for Jimmy now.
Might not matter, but he did bring the black off the cushion as well. So it all went wrong in that shot.
He thought long and hard and decided to have a go. And as
6.
Mike said, it all went wrong. Brought the black into play. Left both reds on. But listen, even for Jimmy White, you know, there's pressure on every pot here. I don't think the green goes past the brown, so has he got an angle to get to the green for the left corner pocket?
13.
Or maybe it does pass the brown. Yeah, obviously it does.
15.
Plenty of room. Brown, blue
18.
and pink needed to get another frame back.
$22.
Well, he's having to take it into the corner. He was planning to leave it in the middle pocket, but it's a natural to get on the pink. Amazing, absolutely amazing.
White, 22.
He's thinking to himself, I should have been on the blue in the middle pocket and I've underhit it, but I didn't expect him to miss that blue. Well, I said anything can be missed with the tension that's out there. Ken just needs the blue and the pink as we show you that shot that Jimmy would knock in 19 times out of 20.
Yeah, and Ken was out of his chair like a greyhound there. I think Jimmy's expecting him to pot these because he's not sat with his cue. He's moved it over.
5.
Dear, he nearly overcut it. He's left himself a tricky pink. Well, the tension has mounted with each shot out there. This here to win the title. Didn't even get it in the jaws of the pocket. Wow.
Ken Doherty, 5.
It's amazing. The blue looks straightforward to leave a nice easy pink. So Jimmy needs the pink and the black. Ken doesn't want to look.
Six.
We know how sharp the middles are. Absolutely
13
amazing. The
frame.
tension
Jimmy
was
White.
unbearable in that frame. And Jimmy White, well, he's not given up his title without a fight. That's 3 frames in a row. And Ken Doherty, still looking for that frame to give him the title, leads by 4 frames to 3.
In 8. Ken Doherty to break.
not surprised that both players left the arena after that last frame. And well, it's certainly affected Ken, because that's a poor break-off shot. He's been breaking off so well. Almost hit the blue. At least he's got away with it, but he really is suffering a bit now out there, is Ken Doherty. He's got to put it to the back of his mind, because he should have had this championship wrapped up. But every credit to Jimmy White for coming back and winning 3 frames. But Jimmy would be the first to tell you, when he missed that blue up into the right corner pocket, he thought it was all over. And then Ken played a poor blue to leave the pink awkward. And we're still here, battling away. Now that's freed the black, but it's a pretty good cue ball that Ken's found there.
Yeah, and I can't see an easy way out of this. And is Ken going to get another chance? Because to leave this safe, apart from nestling to the left of the pink, but I can't see how you can get there.
What he could do is, see where he's pointing the tip of his cue. If he played that with side, the one that's right over the pocket, the right corner pocket, if he could just get in behind that and land on it. See, that's the angle he'd be looking at there, and he's changed his mind. He doesn't fancy that. He's going to try and land on another one off 2 cushions. And this looks, yeah, just a bit too narrow.
Ken Doherty
A
4.
little bit too narrow. I think his first choice might have been a better one. He had to be very precise with that. So the first chance in this frame falls to Ken Doherty.
One.
Fabulous shot. That's so difficult to do, because you had to keep extremely still and at the same time get a lot of power into the cue ball. And if you cue down on the cue ball too hard and too firm, it can jump. He stopped it jumping off the table very well there. You're just looking towards this bottom right hand side of the table where them two are over the pocket. Ken, dearie me.
Ken Doherty 1.
Yeah, he's lost his timing and his rhythm at the moment, has Ken, with all that's gone on. Yeah, that's a bit quick with the cue action for Ken. Having led 4-0, a great chance to win the match in the previous frame. He's starting to struggle a bit out there. I think he's just okay. He's not hampered with the green. He can get to this one that's near the left corner pocket. So can he get a bit of composure back into his cue action? The green's a bit of a distraction, but not completely hampered.
1.
Well, that was a much better shot than it looked. He's played that perfectly. Another great chance, but well, we've seen what happened in the previous frame.
Yeah, he's obviously going to be very nervous, Dennis, but he's got to channel all that. He's probably annoyed, and he's got to channel that energy into the snooker and try and compose himself to getting over the line. This is when you really need your concentration.
9.
Yeah, he's got to trust his technique now.
And he shouldn't be trying to win the match at this. Well, he has to win it at this visit, of course, but he shouldn't be thinking about it now. He just needs to want to be thinking about getting a lead, getting a good 30, 40 points on the board, and then obviously start thinking about the match towards the back end of whatever he can get on the board. Because if he starts thinking about it now, that's when the problems start. If he runs this through, he's just got to make sure he runs it through far enough to take the left of them two bottom reds, and I think that's what he's looking for. So he's just looking at possibly another option. He's taken into the other pocket.
It was the safety shot, and Jimmy didn't anticipate that red coming out towards the left corner pocket. It was a bit short with the safety.
25.
Still in prime position. He's got to just try and hold himself together here. Jimmy knows that Ken's in with a terrific chance here. Didn't want to be kissing that red. That's for sure. Because he wasn't playing for the plant, he was playing out onto the two reds just above the black and caught the red. No, can't believe what's happening out there. It's all going wrong at the moment. I still expected them to make the plant there. He's really given himself a good talking to there.
1. Eight. 9.
Not a great deal to do the next few shots, but remember there's a lot of pressure out there, so you just got to keep focusing on the cue action, make sure he's hitting it cleanly, and worry about the other balls he needs to get at the back end of this break. Yeah, look, you can hear him, a couple of heavy contacts. So he's just making sure he gives it a clean before he pushes the white through, just in case it stops.
17. 24.
Be a slight change of plan. Take the red to the right middle now. He's playing for the red that's just well in line with the pink and black, but he's come up a little bit short on that. If he does take that, it's imperative that he gets the correct side of the blue. He's maybe going back to the original one he played for. He feels he can just screw through a little gap here. And he's flicked the pink, which has spoiled it slightly. He can still pot the pink, but he's running away from the reds. He didn't want the cannon there. He tried to find that little gap and just flicked the pink. Now this is a pressure shot, long blue. He missed a similar shot into the opposite corner pocket with his left hand
30.
to clinch the last frame, but Ken let him off the hook.
There's
one thing this man has never lacked throughout his whole career, and that is bottle. He's always had plenty of that.
And ability with the rest. That was a very good shot. Hit it really cleanly. Never in doubt.
$37.
Yeah, he's just got to start thinking about these two reds on the black rail now, and he's just coming around to see if that one on the right can just squeeze the cue ball in between them and allow him to get at it. Otherwise you have to think of moving them.
$38.
And this is where this is so tough, the game. You've got to sit in your
45.
seat and watch your opponent pot the balls that you should have been potting.
$46.
I mean, it's a straightforward plant, really, but he didn't play for the plant. But he should never have missed that.
Maybe stretching that little bit has just give him a false impression of where the balls were. I felt as though he could probably done with getting the extension out and get right behind it, because they were closer together than it looked, I think.
$53. $54.
Well, he's looked long and hard at this red, this nearest the pocket. He's back looking again to see if he can leave an angle and be able to pot that. Well, he's given himself the best possible chance. I think he can get through to it.
61.
He needs red, colour red, to take us to a deciding frame. Still not sure if he can see enough of it. He may have to play it with the trace aside. Looks to be okay.
62.
What a monumental effort this has been from Jimmy White. From
69.
4-0 down.
Seventy.
Well, this has been a fabulous effort. It really has.
77. $79. Jimmy White 79.
Well, who would have thought
Under.
Ken Doherty led 4-0. Jimmy White went to the practice table, and here we are. He has levelled the scores at 4 frames all. He's not giving up his defence of this title without a fantastic fight back. We've got a 1-frame shootout, 4 frames all. Just a bit of news for you viewers watching on the red button. When we get to 10 o'clock, we're coming off the red button and we'll be going on to the BBC iPlayer or the BBC Sport website as the players just touch each other's arms there for the final frame of this Rocket Phones World Senior Snooker Championship.
The final frame. Jimmy White to break.
I didn't think I'd be saying it, but Jimmy White breaks off in a deciding frame. What a finish to this year's World Senior Snooker Championship. All square, 4 frames each, 1-frame shootout. I don't know if Ken can recover. I mean, he's got so much experience, but he's had chances to shut this final out, and he's got to do it all again.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering whether the pressure is now going across to Jimmy White, because Jimmy obviously can win this title now and he'll be thinking about it. So there's going to be pressure on both of them, but Ken clearly has had the more opportunities to win this. And this is an early opportunity because this red does go in the centre pocket. Just got to be careful with his cue ball.
Well, he got close to it, but he's left Jimmy a chance. Ken glancing over to Jimmy just to sense whether he's going to take this one on. He'll have to get this one, and it's amazing. He's thinking about it. He's going to play the safety shot. He wanted to take that red on to the right corner. He could have got on the black, but he's worked out the percentages and thought, I'm not risking it.
Yeah, and his shot success has gone up to, well, up to 75. It was a bit lower than that. Ken's still at 92, so maybe he didn't feel confident, but he's got a great chance here.
He thought that would pass the black, and he's indicating now that he just jabbed a little bit at it, because when Ken slipped past the reds, he would have feared the worst. But at least he hasn't left anything. But he can't believe he didn't roll that red in. It was a wonderful chance.
Touch jingle.
This was after he missed the red, and I think he maybe just realised that he hadn't left anything there. Thought that was going to happen. We've got a re-rack, and I don't blame them. It was a bit of a stalemate. So the deciding frame will have to start again. And as I mentioned, don't forget we'll be going off the red button at 10 o'clock, and you'll have to tune into BBC website or the iPlayer.
Final frame. Jimmy White to break.
So Jimmy White breaks off for the second time, and he's left a possible pot for Ken. Although the black won't be available into the right corner because of the red to the left of it. So we've seen Jimmy refuse a chance at a red into the right corner previously before the re-rack. And I think Ken's quite wisely doing the same. But that's freed the black up into one corner. That red is not a lot of use to Jimmy if the black doesn't go. He's looking at the possibility of finishing on the pink, but that is probably more risky than the one he turned down previously. So how's he feeling? He's put a red right over the pocket, but has he covered it?
Yeah, I was right behind that red there, Dennis. It was almost perfectly straight, and I think he just tried to, believe it or not, pinch an angle just to try and get the white out.
Or does he feel that there's a big pocket there, the red to the left of the one over the pocket? Ken's thinking that he might be able to pot that in off this red. Well, that's a brave shot. And I'm not sure about that choice of shot from Ken. Not at this stage. Okay, if you could have played it as a shot to nothing.
One.
I think Ken's brains scrambled slightly at the moment with what's gone on here. 4-0 up. He was cruising to his first World Seniors title. I mean, that was quite risky because the red wasn't over the pocket to make it an easy shot to go in off it. Black's totally
7.
out of commission at the moment. And believe it or not, this is the first time that Jimmy White has led in this final.
Outstanding to get the cue ball through that gap, Dennis. I don't know if he played it, but that certainly helped him there. Can he get down the bottom end of the table though? Again, he'll be playing for an area, so he'll look for an area what's best, and hopefully getting the chance to play on numerous reds. He won't just be playing for one. He's done exactly that.
Well, you could clearly see from that
11.
picture that the pink was available. Now can Jimmy White hold himself together? This is a decent chance, even though the black's tied up. He's going back to have a little sip of water and just compose himself.
Eighteen.
Well, Jimmy's big problem, I think, is that the black's tied up, but he's going to have to keep going for pink and blues. So it's not straightforward. Oh dear, Jimmy just caught it a little bit too heavy.
20.
Are we going to have some more twists and turns in this final? It means so much to both players. Jimmy trying to retain his seniors title, and this was it that just come up a bit short. Otherwise he would have had a wonderful chance. Yeah, Jimmy trying to retain the title, Ken trying to win it for the first time. Well, that'll make him feel a lot better, but look at the kiss.
1.
Terrific long pot, but was hoping to get through the gap there.
Do you know, I thought he was looking at the pink in the middle there. I was going to say he'd have to be a brave man to do that.
He might still be being brave. No.
Doherty, 1.
He knew it was just coming up a bit short. Well, he's caught it on the thick side, but you know, I think he's got away with this. Now what's available into this left corner? Not a lot. He can cut this one in possibly. He's overcut it. But look at the cue ball. Have a look at the cue ball. He tried to pot the red and was hoping to be on the green. That's a bonus to drop tight up behind the yellow. Is that going to change things? Tried it as a shot to nothing. He knew if he potted it, the green was available, but that was a bonus to get tight in behind the yellow. And I can't see how Jimmy can get to this red that's over the pocket. If he wasn't hampered with the yellow, he could go up and down. It was almost impossible to get safe there, but there's no easy positional shot available to Ken here. If he comes back across the table, hits those 4 reds, possibility of finishing on pink or blue. Needs to keep going, otherwise he's snookered on the pink. He can't get through to the pink. Just a fraction too far.
Yellow ball. And Doherty 1.
Not a lot of words needed actually at the moment, Dennis, to describe this tension. It's you can feel it certainly up here.
I think everyone in the Crucible can feel it as well, but there's not that many in the Crucible. There's just the cameraman, the referee. They'll all be watching backstage and they'll be suffering along with the players. Now that's freed the black up, but an unintentional kiss on the blue. Well, Jimmy, that's your chance. And once again, just needs a little help with the extension. But this is key.
One.
Well, in the end, he made it look very easy, but that was a very good shot under the circumstances. Ken took the chance to bring the black into play, but the kiss on the blue left a half chance, and maybe all that's required from Jimmy White is that half chance.
Yeah, and of course he's going to try and break the Crucible curse here if he wins this. So he won this last year. So this is him retaining. Hopefully he can retain the title.
I think that Crucible curse still stands though for the main event.
16.
And there's that trophy in the background that he may well retain. Nobody gave him much chance when he was 4-0 down, but he's not anywhere near the winning post just yet. I think he's just okay. He didn't come far enough up the table. That's the beautiful trophy that Jimmy won here last year. But I think he can plot the blue and avoid canning into the yellow and get round the table for these reds.
Good ball.
Got to miss the brown on the way around, and he's got to miss the middle pocket. And he's played that very nicely.
22.
Not sure what's going through Ken's mind at the moment, but I'm sure they're unfortunately not nice thoughts.
He will be in bits.
23.
He's one of the nicest people you could ever wish to meet, Ken. He's loved all over the world where he travels. And he can't do anything about this, but what a win this would be for Jimmy White, who's got them at his mercy here.
Doherty. One.
Not perfect.
Yeah, if he's brave enough, take the green on, bring the white down the right hand side of the table, possibly to leave the red centre pocket or even into the bottom left hand pocket, but either way it's a huge shot. I think he's got to go for it.
Well, the simple fact is he needs the green and one more red. And there's the green, and how's the flick on the brown?
It
looks as if it passes the pink. It's an amazing comeback, it has to be said, from Jimmy White. Now 55 ahead with just 51 on the table. I thought this was going to be over a long time ago, but never right. The world went off. He's making absolutely certain. Ken Doherty will be very gracious in defeat, but this will knock him back for quite some time.
42.
I was going to be sad for anyone that loses this, but yeah, I really do. Nobody likes to see somebody lose from 4-0 in front, but you can't knock what Jimmy's done here.
Well, what a red to make absolutely certain of retaining his title. That was a vintage Jimmy White. And as I say, you got to feel sorry for Ken Doherty and all his supporters, but you got to take your hat off to this man. Very few people would have given him any sort of chance when he lost the first 4 frames.
49.
But he did hang in there. And he's feeling pretty good now. He probably feels that he could pot anything. He's won lots of titles throughout his career, but this one will give him
57.
as much satisfaction as any of those wins.
58.
And of course, he gets to play in the champion of champions. And Jimmy, when he's interviewed, will be
65.
modest as well. But what a competitor this man is. Look at the side he had on that to avoid the black. Well, Ken, I thought you were going to do it quite comfortably, but Jimmy White had other ideas. You had your chances, and well, he'll be back next year, and I'm sure it's just a matter of time before he wins the World Seniors, but the night belongs to the whirlwind.
79.
I'm doing it in style with a frame-winning break. I wouldn't even bother with the rest, Jimmy. I'd just go and shake hands with Ken. He's looking for something there to... it's the last time, so he's using Ken's rest, so it won't matter. Well, even the pink
85.
was special. It's just a pity that the Crucible Theatre wasn't packed to see this fantastic match that these two players have provided for us. Well, an unbelievable, it's a pleasure to commentate on this match, and Jimmy White comes forward. Ken, congratulations. He'll be bitterly disappointed, but you can't take anything away from the whirlwind Jimmy White. He retains his Rocket Phones World Senior Snooker Champion, and he is this year's champion. Well done. Excellent, excellent. Very good, yeah. Very good, Mike. You'd be devastated, Ken. Absolutely devastated.
Unbelievable. If any match in the history of snooker in this great arena deserved a standing ovation, it's this one. We've just witnessed incredible snooker drama yet again at this incredible venue. Just absolutely breathtaking. We will get to the defending champion in just a moment. Ken, normally there would be so much applause and so much sympathy. It is so odd that we've done this to a backdrop of silence. An incredible start. I almost can't believe that we're having a conversation here with you as the runner-up.
Yeah, no, it's amazing. You know, I wish it was only best of sevens as opposed to best of 9, but it was a completely change after the interval, and you know, I missed a good few chances early on, and Jimmy started to come back, and he played really well to come back, and yeah, it's a bit heartbreaking, because it would have been nice to get my hands on the trophy, but that's snooker. It can be a great sport. It can be very cruel at times, and for me, it was just yeah, it's very disappointing.
Could you sense the nerves beginning to build as Jimmy's momentum brought him back into the match?
Yeah, I mean, I had a couple of chances, you know, the couple of first frames after the interval, the couple of frames after that, and I just missed them. And then I just, you know, I started to panic a little bit, and I got worse, and Jimmy grew in confidence, started to play well, and that was the story. It was a tale of two halves, really, you know.
And the pink, it was right there.
Yeah, the pink, yeah. I tried to, when I potted the blue, tried to kiss the pink, missed it, but I didn't even get close to the pink, you know, so it was like it was a complete twitch. But oh well, you know, fair play to Jimmy for coming back. You have to say hats off the way he kept in there, you know, he kept fighting, kept punching, and you know, he played really well at the end. It'll be disappointing. I'll have to lick my wounds and come back a little bit, but it'll take me a bit of time, I presume.
It has been a brilliant run to the final. Such is the way of the world at the moment, Ken. I have to invite you up to pick up your own runners-up medal. I wish there were people here to applaud. Honestly, I really do. It was an incredible match. Thanks for your graciousness, Ken. We do have a few people clapping backstage. Jimmy White. Jimmy White. Where on earth did that come from? That was absolutely breathtaking. That's got to be right up there in the context of how you came back, against whom you came back. That's got to be right close to the top of the pile.
Because I'm playing well, I knew in the interval, you know, if I find a bit of form and score, you know, I got a chance. And Ken let me off a couple of times. The fifth frame he should have won as well to win 5-0. And once I got that frame, I sort of settled a bit. Didn't really get going, but towards the end, I felt really good because I'm playing well in practice, playing well in the odd match. So, you know, I know that my form's there. So I just knew, you know, if I had a chance, you know, he's won 4 frames, and I probably could have won a couple of them. And, you know, it's just like a game of two halves, a bit like football sometimes.
It really was. What did you actually do in the interval? I think a few people out there watching would like to get a couple of these tips.
I turned my phone off because, you know, I was a bit annoyed, but I just kept saying to myself, look, you haven't played, and if you start playing, you've got a chance. And lucky enough for me, Ken missed a couple of balls which should have wrapped up the match, and I managed to win it. Anyway, listen, this one is for Ronnie Wood, this trophy. I'll see you soon, mate.
Well, hang on, we haven't finished yet. People are desperate to hear more. There have been tens of thousands of people tuning in. There's lots of people watching in China as well. When you put this whole day together, Jimmy, you beat Stephen Hendry, your arch rival here for so many years this afternoon. I know you've got a massive amount of respect for Ken, who's just spoken so graciously in defeat. This day has got to be right up there amongst your snooker memories, surely.
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's a fantastic win. And obviously, you know, I'm a bit gutted for Ken because I've been here. I've been miles in front and got beat, you know. It is. But he'll be back, you know, there's not a problem. And this World Seniors is getting bigger and bigger. So it's just, all it does, it just builds me confidence up. And it just makes me keep practicing, you know. I'm absolutely shattered, to be fair.
Well, you should be. You've come through an absolutely epic 4 days. And the other thing, Jimmy, 40 years as a professional, 4 decades of your life you've dedicated to this sport. And I think people have got so much admiration for the never-ending, unwavering passion that you've got for the sport. You're still as in love with snooker now as you were the first time you went in the club and picked up a cue.
Probably, yeah. As when I was a kid, you know, I feel I still love practicing, and I've worked on my technique with Chris Cookson, my coach, and I'm sort of reborn again with it. You know, I had sort of 10, 15 years where I was playing but didn't really have any chance. You know, and now I'm back enjoying it. So you know, this is a great win for me, obviously from being 4-0 down. But that's snooker.
It is a huge win, and not only do you get to lift this magnificent trophy again in a couple of minutes' time, we'll see you at the Champion of Champions again.
Well, I might win another tournament to guarantee I'd get there anyway, so, you know, I'm just being flash.
He's got the cheeky smile. OK, I wish there was a crowd here to celebrate. Jimmy, step forward and please lift the trophy, because you are the Rocket Phones World Seniors Champion for the 2nd successive year. Jimmy White, the Whirlwind. Hats off. Well, absolutely remarkable scenes there from a man who has dedicated 4 decades of his life to snooker. We're bringing down the curtain not just on the seniors, but on an incredible month where snooker has had a window to the world and delivered on every single day. This is the rightful home of the World Championship, of the World Seniors Championship, and if you've been inspired by the men who have lit up this great arena, get down your club and pick up a cue. Snooker is back in a big way, and on behalf of all of us who've been up here in the City of Steel for the last month, thank you ever so much for your company. We'll see you next year.